1.
I often think about the number of people who wonder how things got there. For example, roads and bridges and playgrounds. Most people don't think the engineers are behind all these things. Engineers don't only create things, but they also innovate, which means making improvements on things that already exist. So why is engineering not popular in the United States? We will look at these factors and how, if this continues, it'll continue to have a negative effect on the United States. It's very important that we put an emphasis to students on gaining an engineering degree. Popularity of engineers has decreased over 20% in the last few decades, while in other countries it's continued to rise. The Christian Science Monitor says that in China they graduate over 351,537 engineers per year, and India follows with 215,000 per year, while the United States trails with 70,000 engineers per year. This should scare you, because without engineers, we cannot enhance our nation's future. Lack of engineering degrees means lack of invention and innovation, which will slowly decline our standard of living. If this continues, we will fall further and further behind other countries until it's too late. With the lack of the spots being filled in our colleges, they are being filled by international students. Joe Coolman, spokesman for Arizona State University, states that of all engineering undergraduates, 6% are international, while 60% of graduate students are international. By getting their master's degrees, they are hoping to ensure a place in America's workforce and replacing American citizen engineers. This is very realistic considering the shortage we are facing and the amount and the difficulty it is to earn an engineering degree. To be an engineer, you must be an above average student and take the suggested classes that universities have, like calculus and chemistry and physics, just to keep up in their courses. But in the United States, we see the Bill Gates and Carrie Underwood that have these amazing once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. And that's what students just assume will happen to them instead of working for it. In other countries, they see engineering as a financial security. They don't go into college with an undecided major. To keep up, we need to push more math and sciences degrees in our country. What could be some hidden factors behind this? I personally feel that the pressure engineers get is the biggest factor. They are responsible for building the bridges and the roads and the playgrounds, and they are liable if anything goes wrong. If something bad happens, it's their reputation that's harmed. Like in Hurricane Katrina, investigators concluded that it was a flaw in the design. This is why people are less likely to go into these pressure type of jobs. But that's not a reason to shy away from them, because we need engineers, and once they've decided this, the proper schooling will be provided. Our nation needs to correct this problem by getting high school students and middle school students to understand the definition of engineering and to convince students that it can be an occupation for them. At this time in their lives, students need to consider future careers. If they don't know about this career, how could they decide if that's the correct profession for them? So many people in high school have very little idea of what engineering really is, says Mr. Wong, a past president for the Alexandria, Virginia-based National Society of Professional Engineers. They have classes, and they'll encounter things like chemistry and even physics. So with engineering, they don't encounter anything. That's sort of where it ends. Unfortunately, this is happening all around the country. For example, my classes that I took in high school prepared me for calculus and physics and chemistry, But it never occurred to me until a visit my junior year of high school that engineering could be a possibility. We need to correct this problem in the United States. It has already been started by a project called Project Lead the Way, where its curriculum is to increase the number of American college students who study and ultimately work in engineering fields. This is a great tool for students and is in over 2,200 schools in 49 states, with 175 students participating. For example, I was in this program my senior year of college, or of high school. We had a reverse engineering project where we personally had to take apart my move a pen and do the design on an AutoCAD and then put it back together to solve problems and figure out how we could personally make it better. But ultimately, engineers are responsible for countless aspects of everyday life. They begin in the scene of every project and technological advancement in our world. As our country continues to grow and opportunities continue to rise, we need to remember how important the field of engineering is to our country and the advancements it will make in the future. Without individuals pursuing this career, our great nation will continue to take a turn for the worse. Engineers are the building blocks for technological advancement, and if this will continue, the United States will continue to fall behind and will never catch up.